White House. Kellyanne, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So what is the latest on this thing? Because everybody's going, he can't say that. Well, he says it because he thinks that there was this FISA warrant out there. What's the bottom of it?
Well, let's get to the bottom of it. That is the president's entire point. You have various incredible news sources showing that there was politically motivated activity all during the campaign and suggesting that there may be more there. I mean, I saw the different interviews over the weekend, and as some people left open the possibility that maybe there were departments or agencies or individuals not under their direct purview where this could have taken place. But the president's entire point is that the people deserve to know. So why not include in the existing investigations into Russia this aspect, that whether or not this actually happened? The other thing that's going on here is we have this double standard for anonymous sources. The media love to use anonymous sources for anything and everything that could possibly be derogatory, negative for this president and his administration, and yet they refuse to give any credibility to such sources when it may be something positive or exculpatory. The other double standard is investigations. You have Democrats every single day saying, investigate, investigate, special prosecutors investigate. Well, then what are they afraid of here? Let's investigate this and see where it leads. So let's have the House and Senate Intelligence Committees do their work and think about whether to include this. But the president has made clear that he would like there to be an investigation of any possible abuses, and that hopefully that oversight activity will clarify for everyone.
When is the first time that you guys within the Trump camp, when you were the incoming administration, or when you were trying to become the next president, when he was trying to become the next president, when's the first time you heard about possible wiretaps in Trump Tower?
Well, I won't reveal that. I will just tell you that it's a big place, and I saw what former Attorney General Mukasey said yesterday on a different network, that he thinks it's probably right or correct that this would have happened. But again, if we don't know, then let's find out together. And then let's also start focusing on the many things that are going to happen this week. I know people, particularly on other networks, want to talk about this one thing. They don't want to talk about the amazing joint session speech where the president laid out his vision and was very specific in doing so. And then all the activity that's happening this week, a new executive order on travel today, certainly repealing and replacing Obamacare, infrastructure, tax reform is coming. There are many things that the American people are focused on that are very prominent in the Fox News polling and elsewhere that aren't being discussed because of this, frankly.
Now, Kellyanne, you said if we don't know at this point, so that's why you're calling for the investigation. But it sounds like, based on the tweets over the weekend, that the president does know that this happened to him. At least that's what he's claiming. How does he know that his phone was actually tapped?
Let me answer that globally. He's the president of the United States. He has information and intelligence that the rest of us do not. And that's the way it should be for presidents. I would note that, curiously, with the timing, the day after his amazing joint session, which everybody's polling and most honest analysts said was a complete home run for him, that the New York Times had a report that clearly showed that there was a rush to preserve and sprinkle intelligence information around the Obama administration toward the end of it. Now, we should ask why that is. And I would also say, you know, if we just, I certainly hope people out there are getting $50 every time they scream the word Russia, because it is just so ubiquitous. But imagine if you took the word Russia and at least shared some of the space in the punditry with leaks. This is about bureaucratic leaks. The concern for the president is that we have leaks in the intelligence and security community that imperils all of us. This is serious stuff.
A couple of things. Would you also say that some of the team that used to be around Donald Trump has not helped the President of the United States? When J.D. Gordon comes out and says, yeah, we did bring up a conversation about Russia at the convention. When it turns out that Paul Manafort was in a meeting when Russia was brought up at the convention. When it comes out that Senator Sessions doesn't remember meeting with the ambassador. When Carter Page says, we did talk about Russia at the convention. All these things might add up to nothing. But don't you believe they're hurting the president by not jogging their memory and coming forward with it?
They're a distraction more than harmful. No, I disagree. I mean, he got elected about 19 days ago, and we still hear the Democrats and others screaming Russia every single day. It's attenuated. They haven't shown any connection. Many people are trying to redo the election results still. This man has been president for a while now, and he's going to continue to just move forward with his agenda.
You don't think those four people hurt the president?
I think the president knows why he's here and what he's doing with his agenda. Look, again, there's a selectivity out there as to what really gets the coverage, and certain things that some of us think are noise make the news. Other things that obviously are newsworthy get covered. But but again, how is this the president and those? I mean, I was the campaign manager until the end, and I was talking to people in Macomb County, Michigan, not Moscow. You know, and so people aren't even pointing to things that aren't there. You've got these attenuated connections and circumstances. And there's just nothing. The Democrats, every single day, you see these chyrons on the lower third on other networks where it's just all Russia all the time. What about investigating these bureaucratic, systematic leaks out of the intelligence and security community? I guess some of which are coming from holdovers. That's really dangerous to our nation, frankly, to all of us. That's not a partisan issue. That's a security and intelligence issue.
Kellyanne, on the other side of the break, we want you to stick around because we want to ask you about some of those comments that
Obama has flatly denied that he has done this. And either way, Chuck, the president's in trouble if he falsely spread this kind of misinformation. That is so wrong. It's beneath the dignity of the presidency. It shows this president doesn't know how to conduct himself. On the other hand, if it's true, it's even worse for the president because that means that a federal judge, independently elected, has found probable cause that the president or people on his staff have had probable cause to have broken the law or to have interacted with a foreign agent. Now, that's serious stuff.
Well, it is serious stuff, but it looks like it happened. Kellyanne Conway is the special counsel to the President of the United States. Kellyanne, you know, obviously the Obama people did not think that your guy was going to win. They were shocked. It looks to many like they hatched this plan. Hey, let's get all this secret stuff we gathered in the final days of the campaign, spread it throughout the administration so that everybody's able to try to blow him up over the next couple of months, leak stuff to the press. It looks like a coordinated effort by a former president and his team on a scale we've never seen before.
And what you just said are based on published reports from last week that said exactly that. Let's make it very clear today. Look, it certainly contravenes the earlier spirit of cooperation and having a peaceful transition of power. So that would be very disappointing. And again, this is about bureaucratic, systematic leaks in the intelligence and security communities. I would just say respectfully to Senator Schumer, this is a very typical response for the Democratic Party these days. It's that they have no message. I mean, they have no core, they have no message. Their message is, we don't want Donald Trump to be the president, and we're going to stop everything that he's doing. Chuck Schumer's been out there many times saying he didn't want to hear who the nominee would be to the Supreme Court, let alone Neil Gorsuch, somebody he voted for 10 years ago, he and his Democratic colleagues. He will obstruct any type of repeal and replace measure. He doesn't even know what's in it yet. He doesn't know the tax reform proposal. He hasn't seen the details of infrastructure, but they want to resist and obstruct at every turn, and it's costing their party. I mean, they're truly the minority party now with no ideas, no solutions, and just to try to throw the logs in the way of the president. So I think the people will cut through that. The other thing I would just say is, this is a very important week in this White House where the president is going to continue to act on, along with the Congress, major pieces of his legislative and executive agenda.
Like
that
the
includes
immigration.
That's right. A new
reform.
executive order today, Ainsley, that's correct. And what's different about it has an effective date of March 16th. And there are the legal permanent residents were always excluded from it, but that's made much more clear now. If you have travel docs, if you actually have a visa, if you're a legal permanent resident, you are not covered under this particular executive action. Also, Iraq is no longer on the list based on their enhanced screening and reporting measures. And so I think people will see 6 or 7 major points about this executive order that do clarify who is covered. Also, Syrian refugees are treated the way all refugees are.
Great. Now, look, real quick, Chris Ruddy reported to be a real good Trump friend. Said she spoke with the president twice yesterday about the wiretap story, and he's never seen him this pissed off in a long time. And when he mentioned the Obama denials, he said, I'll be shot back, I'll be proven correct. Is that the way you understand the president was this weekend, which not many people could blame him?
Well, indeed, that he has said what he said. You saw his tweets very clearly. And then further clarification of that he wants an investigation. He wants this to be investigated so we can get to the bottom of it. People should know what the truth is. Also, in terms of the president being very determined to discover, once and for all, what happened during the campaign. I mean, people really have to move on into governance. So thank you.
We'll see if there's an investigation.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Up next, a debate.
So this is historically black colleges and universities executive order, very important to all of us. This group has been fantastic, many of which we were with yesterday, and really developed something very special. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Mr. Vice President, also, Mike, for being here. This is a very important moment, and a moment that means a great deal to me. This month has been a wonderful opportunity to celebrate African American history and to begin working together to create a better future for African Americans and universities and colleges and everything that is African American. Today we're taking action to help make that future happen and that future better. Historically, black colleges and universities are incredibly important institutions woven into the fabric of our history, just about like no other. Church is very important, right? Yes. Colleges and universities. Come here. My defender. He's on Education has the power to uplift. It has the power to transform, and perhaps most important, education has the power to create greater equality and justice in our lives. That's why today I'm thrilled to be signing an executive order to recognize the importance of historically black college and universities. Very important. They have played such an important role in achieving progress for African Americans and in our nation's march for justice. HBCUs have been really pillars of the African American community for more than 150 years. Amazing job. And a grand and enduring symbol of America at its absolute best. And I congratulate you all to say that.
Thank you.
With this executive order, we will make HBCUs a priority in the White House, an absolute priority.
All right.
That they're not a priority, but that's okay. And we will pledge our support to you, your mission, and our shared mission of bringing education and opportunity to all of our people. And so I just want to congratulate, these are very, very special people surrounding me. You've done an amazing job. It's not easy. Nothing's easy. But you've done an amazing job, and I just want to congratulate you all, and I want to thank you on behalf of our country. And I'm going to sign this.
Thank you.
This is really fantastic. Who's going to get that?